Hello people of the world.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
안녕하세요 여러분.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
This is Justin.
Sarah.
This video is long overdue.
Oh my goodness, sorry
It's been
we've been away
months.
so long. I've been away so long. A lot has happened.
So what kept us away from making this video?
Well, first and foremost, I wasn't sure if I was ready to share with you guys, but I got a new job and it's really exciting. It's a whole new world for me because it is more of a nursing manager position. So yeah, but however, it's not in the same organization. So it was a whole new experience altogether, a huge adjustment. I started in this new job end of October. And I wasn't prepared to talk about it because I was still in the adjustment period and it was a huge learning curve and it took me a long time to figure out, like, will I ever get to this phase of feeling a little more adjusted and feeling a lot more confident in my new role. So yeah, the lovely thing about it is that, well, first of all, I miss my old job because I've been with that old company for like 14 years of my career as a nurse. Started off as a healthcare aide. So yeah, I am totally indebted to the previous company that I worked with, and I can't thank everybody enough. We were part of a really good and amazing team, and I do miss all my coworkers dearly. The managers treated me very, very well at the previous company as well, so I have absolutely no complaints. However, it is time. It's been a long time, but yeah, it's time to move on and to move up and to aim higher. I can't stay in the same position forever, and you know, our family's growing. Don't worry, we're not getting any more, having any more kids. We have 3 already, but yeah, I guess that answers your question then. I think we're pretty happy. We feel complete and we're not planning any more children. At least not in the plans, but you never know what might happen.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not happening.
And congratulations getting a job as a manager.
Thank you.
Yeah, so now you're a salary employee as opposed to hourly employee. No more clocking in, clocking out.
Woot. Those are the pros that he had mentioned, but there are some cons as well because now that I'm a manager, I am dealing with people and it tends to take a toll on me mentally as well and emotionally when I would have to what's the right word? When I would have to, I don't want to say discipline, but like sit with an employee and have a discussion, a challenging and difficult discussion, and have that conversation as to what went wrong and what could be done to improve things in the workplace. So yeah, those difficult conversations are new to me. I did have a few of those conversations as a supervisor, as a nurse in my previous company in a more supervisory role, but not in a managerial role. So yeah, this is a whole new world for me. And another cons is that because I no longer need to punch in and punch out, my hours they're flexible, but they tend to also extend over the 8-hour workday, over an 8-hour workday. Sometimes I would have to work 10 hours, sometimes 12. Sometimes I'd have to break up my day. So like I would work, say, 8 hours in a day and then come back later to meet the night staff for another 3 hours past midnight. So yes, that is kind of the cons, but I'm kind of liking the flexibility. I am enjoying it. It's just that I need to find a better balance because I seem to be losing time now with my family. And Justin here has been such a trooper, such a supportive husband, and such an amazing, fantastic, terrific dad. I cannot say enough great things about my darling husband here because he has been so supportive of not just myself in my new role as I'm still getting adjusted, but he's also very supportive of our children, making sure that they don't sense the absence of their mother when I would have to work long hours during the day. So yes, he is my rock. And I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for my darling, darling boo.
Well put.
Thank you, thank you. I had to say that or else he's like, I'm gonna kill her. But yes.
It's been a lot of work on my part because I've been taking care of the 3 kids. The morning routines when they wake up, breakfast, dropping off at the day home, their school, in the evening picking them up, giving them dinner, giving them bath. I was doing that on my own when she would work, 10, 12-hour shift. And it's been really taking a toll on me, doing that day in, day out.
Yeah.
And I'm still working full time.
Yeah, and especially we were hardest hit when our kids got sick over the holiday season.
Oh, and not only that, they were sick taking turns.
Yeah.
So one kid is fine, so I would have to dress up all 3 kids in the morning, just so that I can drop off one kid and bring the other 2 kids back home. Other 2 sick kids home because they can't go to day home. Then I would work from home while trying to take care of 2 sick kids at home, which was extremely taxing on me.
Yeah, but you did it. You made it, and I'm hoping we never have to go through that again. But yeah, the nice thing about work too is they were also pretty flexible when I would explain to them that, hey, I need to work from home because my hubby here can't not work his job just to support me, right? And because of our sick kids. So at some point, it really truly was up to me, but I felt like I was at the height of my adjustment period and the learning curve that I was going through. So it was just the most crucial time of the year too, because our organization went into an outbreak of mostly respiratory symptoms, really. As you understand, during the cold season, usually would get a whole slew of viruses. So yeah, it was really hard to balance work life and family life. But another pro about it is, what was the other pro?
It comes with more money, so that's good.
Yes.
But
there's another pro though too.
Okay, that's enough about your job.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what they really want to hear. So there has been new development in our life.
Oh yes, I remember now. Sorry, the other pro. I'm sorry, it's late at night. The other pro is that this new workplace is only 8 minutes from our home, versus the previous company where I'd have to drive 20 to 25 minutes one way. So yes.
Okay, let's get into the meat.
Let's get into the meat. The main reason for this video today is to share with you guys a huge surprising milestone that happened in our lives. When did it happen?
November.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shortly before my mom. So while my mom had been a snowbird and traveled to the Philippines, it was mostly because, unfortunately, my uncle, her brother, had passed away. He was dearly loved and he will be extremely missed. He took great care of myself and my sister while we were studying in the Philippines for college, for a nursing degree. So yeah, unfortunately we couldn't make it. As you know, there was a huge transition in our lives and we were just not financially prepared to travel with my mom to attend the funeral. But when my mom was away attending the funeral, our brother surprised us with a visit from my dad all the way from the UK. So that was a huge shocker. I mean, our brother, I think, only told us days before my dad was to arrive that, hey, just so you know, dad might come to visit us here in Calgary. And I'm like, what? So of course I was like, to see is to believe. And then one night my sister and I planned to welcome our dad, I think the second day of his stay while he was staying at my mom's place. Of course, my mom wasn't home, so don't worry about that. I don't know. In case you guys don't know the backstory, my mom and dad are no longer together. They had been divorced since I was 12 years old, so that was decades ago. And then my dad remarried. My mom, however, has not quite found her partner in life yet, but she is enjoying life to the fullest. I'll tell you that. So, yeah, my dad, who I had not seen for almost a decade, because Justin, basically the length of time that Justin and I had been married, so 7 years, the last time I've seen my dad was the night before our wedding.
Walking out of this house.
Walking out of this house.
He came into this house trying to convert me to become a Muslim, and I obviously said no. And he walked out the night before the wedding.
And decided not to attend our wedding altogether. But then again, I can't put all the blame on my dad. I played a role in that too, because I was not forthcoming with my dad as to the fact that Justin is not going to ever convert to Islam. And I was also not honest and transparent with my husband, my then fiance, that was my dad's intention, or expectation actually, was that Justin would hopefully embrace Islam and become a Muslim one day. So that's on me. I apologize. Not quite sure if I apologize to my dad, but the good news is this was the first time I was seeing my dad since that dreadful night. Of course, our wedding day still went. It went on without a hitch, and it was a huge success, and it was by far one of the happiest days of my life. I don't know about Justin here. Very unforgettable experience. It was so surreal. It felt like a dream come true. So yeah, and then I didn't even think about my dad until, only the morning that I woke up, but then I had a good feeling, and I was ready to get married to my darling and my darling sweetheart. Okay, I'm talking too much.
So tell me, how did you feel when you saw him the first?
So the feelings leading up to the drive to meet my dad for the first time in 7 years, it was a mixed emotion. I was excited, but also mostly very nervous and quite scared as to what our meeting would be like.
But before you met him, you didn't even talk to him on the phone or anything like that.
We didn't talk.
You were
verbally.
just exchanging animated gifts, the Happy New Year gift and whatever.
Happy birthday, and it was very short and sweet. We would never.
That's the extent of your conversation with him.
That was a conversation. After us getting married, it took, I think, about almost a year that we hadn't spoken, but then we would just send each other text messages, like you said, happy birthday, happy New Year, happy Eid, and that's about it. So yeah, I had mixed emotions, mostly nervous, scared. I didn't know how this first meeting was gonna go, because I felt as though he might still be harboring anger or resentment and disappointment about how things had gone and how my life did not go as he had originally planned for myself and for my sister, because we had not married Muslims. So yeah, I wasn't quite sure how that would go, but then I kept a positive attitude, and I was just excited. I just told myself, focus on the excitement of seeing your dad for the first time in almost a decade. So rang the doorbell. I had all 3 of our kids with me. I felt like it was probably the best idea to be there to meet my dad for the first time. Actually, wait, I don't think I brought my kids. No.
You did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. So that first meeting, I decided it was probably best not to have Justin meet my dad yet, because I needed to have a feel for where my dad is at. I didn't want Justin and my dad to get at it if there were still some negative feelings that are being that are harbored within my dad. So I waited until I met him in person with our kids, and the moment the door opened, it was my dad. My dad actually opened the door, and we both got very emotional. I let the kids in first, and then, why are you looking at me? You're wanting me to cry.
I want to know why you're crying right now.
I'm like, he wants me to cry. So yeah, I remember it was like a dream. It was all a blur, but I will never forget that moment when my dad had a huge smile on his face. He was so happy to see me and the kids, and then he reached in for a hug, and yeah, we hugged each other really, really tight for a really, really long time, and we did not let go, and we were just crying and laughing, and it's surreal. I still couldn't believe. I hope you're happy now. I still couldn't believe that actually happened. Yeah, we were both very much emotional. We were in tears, but we were also laughing at the same time because we were full of excitement and happiness to see each other after a long time. And then it was such a huge relief that there were no negative feelings between us, and it's like no time has passed, and we didn't even bring up the way things ended, or what caused the strain in our relationship since that night before our wedding, at least not in the beginning. So it was a really magical night. My sister did not get there yet, but my brother was already there. My brother had traveled with my dad because my brother works out of city. So yeah, he actually made sure my dad got home safely at my mom's place. And yeah, my brother, I believe he took a video. I have yet to find this video. I hope I find it before this video goes out. But if I don't, I'm really sorry. I've been hunting my brother down, asking him for this video. But yeah, my brother basically captured the first time I saw my dad, and we hugged for the longest time. It was just magical. And then I introduced his grandkids to him. It's like, this is Sabrina, this is Chanel, and this is Jaden. And he was just beyond himself. He was just laughing and wiping off tears, and of course he didn't want to scare them because he was such a tall, big guy. He didn't want to ask for a hug right away. He just went, "Hello, I'm your grandpa. How are you? Nice to see you." I don't think he said, "I'm your grandpa," actually. He just said, "Hello, nice to see you. What's your name? How are you?" Things like that. So it was really sweet. Our kids at first didn't know who he was, but then I did give them a bit of a debrief before on the drive there. I did tell them, we're gonna go see my dad. You're gonna see Mama's dad. So yeah. So Chanel was really the most excited, and she was acting all shy. She was kind of like hiding behind me. I think she enjoys having like a male figure that is a part of our family, because at home it's just Justin here. Everyone else, like I'm whenever we hang out, my sister, myself, and my mom are the main family members that our kids see, and also his mom and his sister. So it's all women, right? The only male in the room, aside from like my brother who works out of town, is Justin. So Chanel gets really excited when she sees another male figure that's a member of our family. And then Jaden, of course, is just oblivious. He has no idea what's going on. He was just hugging and allowing my dad to carry him, and he just liked being carried. He liked the attention. Of course, being our third child, he doesn't get as much attention, or at least our attention is divided amongst all three of our kids. So he was enjoying and basking in the attention. Cheese! That's his first word then. Cheese!
So many words.
Like what?
He said thank you when you give food.
Oh?
Yeah.
When?
I have a girlfriend.
Just now.
I just married Chanel.
Okay, smell it. Cheese! It's a video now.
I will remind you later. This is the first word you said to me. Yeah, it was me when you said cheese.
Still going. Again?
No! Not again! I think not again.
Okay, Sabrina. Thank you
I'm just
for
here.
making the moment special. Cheese!
No, I don't like this and cheese.
Okay. Eventually my sister also showed up. This I have a video for, and because I made sure I captured it, and yeah, you guys could check it out right here. See how that went.
Holly? How's your kids?
Long
You
day.
okay? Is it okay? It's okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I imagine you meeting your dad for the first time went probably a lot like how your sister met him for the first time.
Identical.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could see that my dad did not want to let go. My sister was just trying not to get emotional and fighting back tears, but you could see that she bursted into tears. Yeah, it was hard to contain all the happiness and just the sigh of relief, the huge weight off of our shoulders, knowing that our dad was genuinely happy to see us and he had every good intention to bridge the gap between us versus bringing up the past and all the disappointment or any negative emotions behind our past. Because yeah, he wasn't there for my sister's wedding as well. My sister, I don't think, even bothered to invite my dad. She already knew, since I was the guinea pig, our marriage was the guinea pig. She already knew that, oh well, if things did not go well and my dad did not give his blessing for our wedding or our marriage, then for sure he's not going to give my sister his blessing as well. I feel like she probably should have tried, because you never know. Like, I'm a true believer that time heals all things, and I mean,
she got married 2 years after we did, right?
yes.
Or actually, the ceremony, the party
The
was 2
ceremony,
years.
yes.
Even though they
They
eloped.
got married, they eloped a year after us. Well, a few months after. But yes. So yeah, my sister was mostly dreading meeting my dad for the first time, because like I was full of the positive excitement and all those feelings, focusing on that. She was more focusing on like, I don't know if I want to see dad because I'm afraid of what he might say, and I don't feel like taking on all his judgmental looks and statements, and I just don't want to feel judged. I don't want him to belittle me, make me feel worse about my life. So yeah, luckily that all went away. She got really emotional, big tight hugs, and our dad was sweet enough to actually bring gifts. He was bearing gifts from all the way from United Kingdom, sharing it with myself, my sister, and our kids, his grandkids.
Daddy, you're so sweet. Why so much food? I need this. Then I have to take you shopping. Before you go home, you have to take you
I want another toy.
Show me.
so much.
I don't like this. I want another one.
I'll give you another one.
This is
I want.
Okay, I'll bring.
coming here for a visit, not to buy.
Okay, I'll get you one
So sweet, Daddy.
right now.
All the toys.
Give hug to Judy. Come on.
Shy.
Very cute.
Look at this one. Thank you, Juju. So they will swap because that one likes Barbie.
Okay, so okay, it's up to them now. Because Sammy told me like that.
Ah, yeah. How would I know,
I
right?
told you to
Okay.
don't give any gifts anymore. They are so spoiled. They have so many.
That's for
toys.
you now? Yeah, Sarita.
Okay?
You like it?
Very nice.
She said, read it. It
Look.
says Hello Kitty.
Read it.
Wow, thank you. Come on, let's feed you.
Read it. He has
He brought some toys.
He brought toys for them.
And Shauna's favorite toy right now is a little plush toy of Hello Kitty. She goes to sleep with that toy every day or every night.
It's ironic because he actually bought that toy for Sabrina. So yeah, maybe she does miss my dad or her grandpa. We call him, or I taught my kids to call him Jiddu, because that's a Sudanese language or term that we use to say grandpa. It's just funny because I used to use Jiddu to describe my grandpa, who unfortunately is no longer with us. So yeah, I still can't believe that he came all this way. We were waiting for it too. I think he stayed for 10 days, and every single day of those 10 days, well, mostly the 9 days, because his first day that he arrived, he was too tired and I didn't want to meet him when he's tired and jet lagged. But every single day of his 9 days, I made it a point to visit my dad with the kids.
and I went to visit him as well. Well, I think I saw him 3 nights.
Yeah.
Of those 9 nights he was here.
But the very first time that we planned for you to meet my dad
Was at a restaurant.
Yes. We said, let's meet at a public place so that Justin and my dad don't need to talk too much, just in case the topic of religion comes up. And how did you feel? This was dinner. I think it was lunch. I think it was a weekend and it was over brunch.
It was
our first time.
It was a weekend brunch.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, my family arrived at the restaurant first. We were already seated.
You mean us?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I
What did I
thought
say?
your family. I'm like, oh, your mom and
This
sis.
is my family.
Okay.
And then Jitu, or is it? Am I saying it right?
Yeah,
Jitu
Jitu.
arrived, and then I think he reached in for a handshake, and I also gave a handshake, and then we actually
Half hugged.
handshake and a hug.
Oh, it was so magical. I still couldn't believe it.
And he said something like he was really close to my face. He said something, but I couldn't make out what he
He
said.
was probably like, "Hi Justin, how are you? How are things? How's life? Long time no see. Good to see you." My dad tends to do that.
Yeah, he was just going on and on without ever like taking a pause to breathe or
Yeah.
anything like that.
That's the Sudanese culture. I remember in Arabic or in their dialect, that's how they would speak. They would say, "How are you? How's life? How's work? How's things? I hope all is well with you. I hope you're healthy." Like nonstop. Like, good to see you. So glad you're here. You know, everything good? Everything, you know, I'm pretty sure you asked me, like, everything okay? How's work? How are things with you?
Yeah, because I couldn't understand what he
You were
said.
like, whoa, that's a lot of questions.
I just said something generic like, "Oh yeah, good, I'm good, thank you."
Yeah,
Like,
good, good.
I don't know what I
You didn't
said.
bother asking, what about
Yeah.
you? Good, good.
Because I couldn't figure out what he was saying. And then yeah, rest of the evening went well. The dinner or the brunch went well. He didn't bring up religion or how he went on our wedding day.
He didn't apologize either,
Yeah.
right? To you.
Hmm.
However, the night before his flight, actually no, the day of his flight, when we were saying our goodbyes, we didn't go to the airport with him. I remember it was a snowy day and it was a deep freeze, and he said there's no point going to the airport because I'll be dragging all the kids with me. So we were exchanging our goodbyes that final day of his flight, to head back to his family in the United Kingdom, the other half of his family. And he gave me a hug. It was another emotional hug because we knew this was like a see you again, but see you in, it'll take a while before we see each other again hug. So during that goodbye hug, we got emotional. I could tell, I'm doing this again. He was getting choked up as well, and he actually said to me, to my ear while we were hugging, "Please forgive me." He said that twice. And I didn't bother asking what he's talking about. I just already knew. And then I told him, "Dad, I forgave you a long time ago." So yeah, we both started crying. We were a mess. I asked my sister, because he hugged her too, whether he had apologized to her, you know, about the distance between us. And she said, "No, I don't think so." So I'm like, maybe when he did say forgive me twice, you know, I mean, it was an emotional time. It's possible that he didn't realize he didn't say the same to Shireen, maybe to my sister. But when I told her what he told me, she just accepted that. Just like, I'll take that. At least I know that deep down he did feel sorry for the way things went. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess.
I'm doing great.
It was just unexpected, and I've never heard my dad say sorry. I mean, he did say sorry a few times, but not about these big things. Like, for the tension and the distance that occurred between us because of his not giving his blessing on our wedding day. So, oh my god. Sorry, you guys. I'm probably making all our viewers cry too.
You're doing great.
Oh, thank you, love. So yeah, it was hard to hear, but it was exactly what we needed to hear. So I'm just glad that we parted ways on a positive note. It was all the positive memories and such an amazing experience having my dad here, meeting our kids for the first time, and just being one as a family after all these years. Because I thought Justin is the only lucky one when his mom and his sister started re-entering his life and bridging the gap, and also just being there for our kids, being a part of our kids' lives. Because for the longest time, Sabrina would sometimes ask, what's a grandma? What's a grandma? Because she would learn that in school, right? And we didn't know how to explain to her that, all the time I was saying, oh, your grandpa is his dad, Justin's dad. Your grandma's, my mom and his mom. And then at some point she did, I think it was Chanel who asked, where's your dad? I didn't know how to answer that. I just said, oh, my dad is not here. He's in a different country. So yeah. Now they get to put a face to what my dad looked like. And he looked just like my brother, by the way. Carbon copy, right? How did you feel?
Yeah.
Like older version of it. Like now we know what Sammy would look like. But he also looked a lot like me, I think. I did good. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to cry. And I'm sure sometimes when I cry, I hear back like in the comment section that a lot of our viewers like, oh my god, you made me cry too. I'm sorry. It's just a big deal for me and my sister and for our family all together. Seeing our kids love and adore my dad and seeing him just in awe and in amazement and just loving them right back. It was everything we ever hoped for our kids, for ourselves, for our family as a whole. So it was good to see the unit.
Actually, the second night that I saw your dad, he came over to our house and had dinner.
Yeah. I cooked.
You cooked Sudanese meal, I think?
I cooked like the baked moussaka. It was not really Sudanese, it's Mediterranean. And I think I also cooked the Korean beef bulgogi. Yeah. And they were just obsessed. I remember my dad saying, oh my goodness, that beef is just so good. And then my brother too were like, can we take these home? I was like, yes, of course, take it all home. I can always make beef, like more of this beef bulgogi another time. So yeah, I'm just happy that he actually entered this house, and now the memory of my dad being in this house is more in a positive light, versus, oh my gosh, last time he was here, he walked out on us and said, no, I am not giving you my blessing. I cannot be there at your wedding. And then having him come back and spend time with us and our kids. I even gave him a tour. I think I gave him a tour of the house. And he was just... He loved our home. He was like, oh my goodness, your house is huge. It's so big and beautiful. And you could tell the kids are going to be very, very happy in this house. Like, they better be. This is the only house we have. Or so I thought. So yeah. That was that. That's all I can remember. We even went mauling. One of the visits that I had planned with our kids, Justin, I believe, was working still. I picked up the kids early from school and day home, brought them over to see my dad. We went mauling together. In the mall, my dad was made aware of Sabrina tending to run away in public spaces, so he took it upon himself to keep an eye on her, make sure she doesn't run away. He was also shopping for our stepsisters. Half sisters, yeah, because we share the same dad. We were shopping, trying to shop together. I kept my eye on the kids, and yeah, he was really helpful. At one point, Sabrina ran off, and he took it upon himself to just chase her down. He just told her, "Oh, I'll get her," and he just ran after her. And then I was like, "Oh, I hope he finds her." And then sure enough, he brought her back. And Sabrina, I even have a video here of Sabrina. I said, give your Jindo a hug, and she went over there and gave him a hug. Sabrina's not a really good at like hugging or even just people skills in general, so her hug looked like this, but that's how she is even with us. So like, Sabrina, can I get a hug? Her hug would be just arms down or just using her head just like a puppy. It's like, here's your hug, hope you're happy, you know. Oh yeah, that's just our baby. Go give hug. Go give hug. Eee. I said hug. What kind of hug is? Give hug. Give hug. Yay! Look at this girl. Yay! Okay. What else? Oh, and then my dad and Jaden developed this really close bond. My dad was saying before he was leaving, he said, "I'm going to miss my best friend." Yeah, his new best friend is Jaden. And they were just so sweet together. Jaden just adored him. He loved being carried by him. He would run towards him. He would giggle around him. And they would just play together. They're basically playmates. So that was really refreshing to see. And yeah, really warmed my heart. So yeah, my dad, after he had arrived in the UK, after seeing us, he did give us a call and just to let us know that, you know, he got there safely, he's settled in, and he's feeling rested. And thank you again. He was thanking us for giving him such a wonderful experience and a wonderful time, and for sharing our lives with him during the short amount of time he's been here. And also he made a small request and said, please just stay in touch. And also please keep showing your kids videos and photos of me so they don't forget me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the sweetest thing. I'm like, of course, Dad. They're not gonna forget you. Hell, they're already looking for you. But yeah, every once in a while I would show Chanel and Sabrina. Jaden, I'm pretty sure Jaden won't forget him. Pretty sure. But yeah, I would show Chanel and Sabrina some photos or videos of back when my dad was here, and they would remember. But yeah, I don't think we got the chance to have your mom and sister meet my dad.
I think so.
No. It was just hard to juggle seeing my dad every day and then also working full time. And it was also in the middle of winter, right? The weather and the roads were not the best, so maybe one day. We felt it was a little too early, I guess, for them to meet each other. Any updates on your end?
Well, some door opens and some other doors close.
Hooey. We're doing this all in one video, just in case it takes a long time before the next one.
Yeah. So, this past December, my mom texted me and she wanted me to pay for her dental bill. In Canada, we have a dental care for seniors, so it covers most of dental bills, but not everything. And so my response to that request from my mom was, okay, so let me see the invoice and I'll see what I can do. But her immediate response was, you know, how dare you ask me for the receipt? I know, I pushed you out of my womb, I changed your diaper, I sent you to private school, Shupio, how could you do this to me? And it went all over there again. And so I stopped talking to them.
And so there goes, or there went the Christmas. I think the previous Christmas, we spent it with your mom and sister. At least we shared it with them. We even had photos with Santa, them and our kids. Oh, and they even attended the girls' joint birthday in January.
Yeah, we celebrated our girl's birthday party, and I didn't bother inviting my mom and my sister because I knew they're gonna ask me for money this time.
I did try to get Justin to invite them anyway.
And after the dental bill, now they are asking me to pay for their new set of winter tires for their vehicle. So they're just asking me to pay for everything in their lives. Like, I have my own life to pay for. I can't support our life and their life all by myself.
Plus, they didn't used to ask you for money during the time that they were not like you guys were estranged. They didn't ask for money.
Yeah.
And they got by just fine. But I do try every once in a while to convince Justin here, like, you know, just give them a little bit. And like winter tires is a necessity. I can see that.
It was the way they responded when I said, you know, can I see the invoice? She got so mad at that.
You just didn't like, I guess, the way that they were asking for the favor. Like, if they had asked nicely, maybe, and not make it more of a demand, you would have felt okay with.
Yeah, if it was in a manner of a favor, then I might have considered that, but it was like a demand. How dare you do this to me type of demand. And I didn't like that.
Fair enough. But as it stands right now, things have bridged between, like, my side of the family is starting to come together now, right? At the time before this, your side of the family were coming together, and mine was the one that there were no resolution there. But now it went the other way. So the pendulum is now towards my end, where everyone's happy on this end of this family, and who knows, it might go back to, oh, you know, my dad is unhappy again. And
you know, initially when you said your dad is coming, I had suspicion that he's coming over to ask you for money.
yeah, because we're just used to that. We're used to, like, why all of a sudden now, after all these years, right?
I think it's been a little more than a year since my mom came back to my life, and now she's asking for money.
So you're giving my dad a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom's also very skeptical about my dad's visit. I mean, I want to think highly of my dad and keep thinking, like, having a positive attitude, and I have high hopes that he is not only coming to visit and reconnect with us because he feels like he might need to move to Canada, but also because he wants to be closer to family. Those were his words anyway when we were asking, you know, what took so long and why now. He would say that, well, he just, as he got older, he felt like it was really important to be closer to family, and he did not want to be a stranger in his grandkids' lives. As of the moment, he only has 5 grandkids, 3 from our family and 2 from my sister's family. So he only has 5 grandkids, and he probably sees photos and videos of them and how fast they're growing up. He was able to witness them growing up before his very eyes in person when he had visited. So that's what he said, is that he feels he needs to be closer to family at this stage in his life, and so he's considering hopefully a move here to our city from the UK. He's also not happy with his life in the UK right now. He's saying that he has been subjected to racism over there, which I find hard to believe that still exists, predominantly in the neighborhood that he's living in. And I feel so sorry for him that he's going or had been subjected to that. I did also reassure him that, I mean, there's racism anywhere you go, really, and Canada is not any what's the word? Not any different.
It's not immune to it.
Definitely not immune to it, but I very, very, very rarely experience it. I say rarely, but I don't think I ever have experienced it. My sister has, my brother has. Oh, my brother has big time. But then again, my brother is also quite the outlaw. He thinks he's better than the law. He thinks he knows better than everybody. But that's just his. I feel like he just has not reached the maturity level that he has now reached. At the time, he was just, oh, it's me against the world, and I know better than all these authorities. They're just hunting me down because I'm black. But that's my brother. That was him before. Now he's kind of coming to terms with, oh, you know, racism does exist, but maybe I was a little bit of a pain in the butt too. So yeah, I'm glad my brother is finally maturing. And yeah, my dad had expressed his preference or his hopes for moving here. My mom, like I said, mentioned to you earlier, she was pretty skeptical because she felt like, oh no, your dad just wants to move here so that you would have to pay for everything. You'll pay for his groceries, you'll pay for his bills, you'll pay for everything. And I'm like, Mom, why do you have to tarnish and ruin this moment for me? Like, let me just bask in the glory and enjoy this unity of our family coming together. Let me just enjoy this for a moment. And then we tackle anything else that's negative or that might be something that we're not looking forward to. Just tackle that later on. If it happens, it happens. So we will tackle it then. But right now I'm trying to keep a positive attitude. And yeah.
And also Canada is clamping down on number of immigrations. So it might be hard to get him over here.
Yeah. She's been planning to move here for a long time. And I'm like, hurry up. And now, yeah, it might be, at least we're hearing that the immigration rules are starting to change in Canada because we are seeing huge influx of people migrating here and there's just not enough.
Yeah, Canada let in way too many immigrants and not enough housing, not enough schools, hospitals, roads, whatever.
Not enough of any basic services out there for them. So that's probably it. We got lucky when we immigrated here at the time that we did, but we're hoping things will ease up and we're hoping that this is just temporary. So yeah, let's see how it goes. In the meantime, thank you so much for all of your support. Oh, we finally got through this video. If you stayed this as long as you have, please, please, please consider subscribing to our channel. It would mean the world to us that you would like to see more of our videos and like to see more of us, like to hear more from us. Continue to subscribe and support our channel. Do you still like? Maybe like this video if you find it interesting, because then it would help put this video out there for other like-minded individuals and other families that are going through the same thing. It would get featured on their page as well, the more likes that this video gets. So yeah, thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all of your thoughts, your prayers, your wishes, and yeah, your well wishes and just your encouragement and never giving up on us. Thank you for sticking it out with us, for putting up with us for as long as you have. I'm going to apologize profusely one more time for taking this long to put out a video. A lot has been going on and we just honestly, we've been so busy with life and just being present with our growing family. Our kids are, well, Sabrina's 6 years old officially, and Chanel is now 4, and Jaden is 22 months old, so almost 2 years old. Believe it or not. We will do our best to share some footage and some photos of their birthday parties, as well as any other milestone that we can think of, so that you would be able to keep up with our kids' growth, because you have always, a bunch of you have been there from day one. From the very first video that we had put out when we were talking about how we met, to now, being a family of 5, and still going strong, but still working really hard to make sure that love withstands everything, all the obstacles, all the challenges in life, because we're still trying to bridge that gap between the in-laws, our parents, and just our family unit as a whole. We hope in the future that our kids will look back on these videos and appreciate us for trying. We really have just been trying to make sure that they have everything they need and that everything they deserve is in their lives, which is a whole entire family that consists of parents who love each other and are happy together, grandparents who love them and are happy to spend time with them. So, yep, still in the process, but we're hoping one day we would be able to make everything work out. Even for an inkling of a period before, chaos ensues again. So yeah, that's all for me. Anything you'd like to add?
Not from my end, but your sister has a big life-changing moment or life-changing event.
More than one.
I don't know whether she wants to share that.
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah.
We'll wait till she's ready to share, and when she is ready and comfortable, we will share it with you guys.
We're actually trying to get her to come on to our YouTube channel to
share her story. What? Jinx.
Jinx again.
But yes, all in good time. We are going to wait until she's comfortable, and
I mean, she says she's comfortable sharing one of those two major events, but not the other.
Not the other. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I would have to plan time or a chunk out of my busy schedule to ambush her and then hook her up to all this cameras and go like, okay, let's go, interview time, story time. So yeah, tune in for that one day.
So that's in the cooks.
Yep.
Alright, that's everything for today's video.
Mm-hmm. My eyes are getting heavy,
Okay.
but
Bye for now.
Love you guys. Love you, love withstanders. Thank you for bearing with us and for still being here for us. And thank you to all the new subscribers and new viewers out there. Thank you. We love you. Sabrina, say hi. Hi. Having fun?